thanks for tuning in to this episode of Breaking Ground. You've heard and seen a number of artists featured on this show. If you wish to be one of those artists, all you have to do is email info@christmediatv.co.za. My name is Precious Maputle and I'll be your host for this episode. Today I have in studio a woman who has quite a peculiar surname considering her background. Her name is Melissa Penisela. Melissa, welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm alright, thanks. And yourself?
I'm well. I'm blessed to have you here. Thank you so much for honoring the invitation.
Thank you.
So, just to break the ice, please tell me about your surname, like Penisela. It sounds American. It sounds, I don't know.
Well, it is American. I can actually get away with that.
Really?
Saying that, yeah, I come from America. But anyway, Penisela, well, I'm from Zimbabwe. But then I know it doesn't sound Shona.
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Doesn't sound Shona on Ndebele.
Not at all. But then, well, Penisela is from Mozambique. That's where it comes from. But I've never been to Mozambique, so yeah.
You're an African after all, right?
Yes, I am
whatever
African.
Surname you want, if it's Zimbabwean, if it's Tanzanian, if it's from whatever, okay, you are an African. It's an African surname. But,
yes.
But you say it's American.
No, I was joking. No, it's not American.
You got me.
But then one thing I wish though, when I get married, like I really love my surname. I really hope I get someone with a good surname that can beat Penisela.
Okay,
yeah, but,
tell us about yourself. Are you married? Who are you? For our viewers who don't know who Melissa is, do you have an album? Tell us about your upbringing. Just give us who you are.
Okay. Well, as you said, I'm Melissa Penisela. I'm from Zimbabwe, but I stay in South Africa. I'm into music. Yes, I do gospel music. No. I'm into gospel music. I feel like I've been called to do gospel music. So that's what I'm into. And I'm also an accountant by profession. Ooh. Yes.
Come on, a woman with beauty, brains, and ambition. That's what you need. An accountant.
Yes.
Ooh, did you study in South Africa?
Yes, I did study in South Africa.
Which institution?
I did it with Boston and UNISA as well.
So, like, when do you do music and when are you an accountant? But you know the good thing about, before you answer that question, the good thing about you being an accountant and a musician at the same time.
I get to manage my stuff.
You know, where the monies are concerned, nobody.
No one can come and steal from me like that.
So how do you balance the two? When are you finding time to do the music and also like do the office work?
Well, it's not easy, but then, well, I'm still an upcoming artist, so I'm not yet like out there booked. I'm still looking for opportunities. So yes, during the day, 8 to 5, I'm at my day job, and then during the weekends, that's where I get to try and push my music, go and minister where I can, and yeah.
What platforms have you been blessed with performing on? Say you minister during weekends. Is it at conferences, churches, or big festivals? Where have you
Well,
performed?
mostly it's music conferences, if they're concerts, women events, yeah, and weddings sometimes, yeah.
And so strictly gospel?
Yes, strictly gospel.
So as an upcoming musician, like you say, you're still breaking ground. Don't you find it challenging to say, I will come and sing, please cover my petrol cost? I know you work, but perhaps that aspect as well, how do you manage that? Because there's this thing of, if you're not an established musician, you know, it's like, but we're giving you a platform to make yourself known. Why are you charging us this money? Do you have such...
Yes, it's very hard because at the moment I'm not with any recording company, so literally I do everything by myself. So it's very hard, and also looking at it, you're looking for exposure. So sometimes you have to wait. They'll be like, okay, can you please come to Pretoria and you stay in Joburg? So then you like look at it sometimes, and it's really hard, hey? but then sometimes you have to sacrifice, and I believe that God knows that this is my ministry and He will reward me in the sacrifice that I put.
Do you have a team, like do you have a backing vocalist, a dedicated band that goes with you, or not yet there?
I'm getting there. So far, well, with the church I'm in, the band there, the musical team, I usually ask them to help me if I need to go somewhere where I feel like I need a full band than going there and sing with instrumental. So yeah, sometimes I feel like I can bank on my the band at my church than looking for another band outside, because they're gonna want money. So these are people that I know they're my support system. Yeah.
So do you have an album that you're working on, or have you recently released an album? Tell us who did you work with and how did you go about working on that product?
Okay, yes, I do have an album. I released it in 2014 and the title is called Iye Jesu. And Iye Jesu means Him alone. Iye Jesu, that's in Shona.
Yeah.
So,
you know, sorry to interject. You say Iye Jesu, and I just hear this chant in my ear. Iye Jesu, Iye, Iye. I don't know. Like at church, there's a guy who likes to sing in Shona, but I just don't know that.
Yeah,
do you know this chant?
I don't think so.
Iye Jesu, Iye, and then like you march. You don't know it.
It kind of sounds familiar.
Okay,
but
wait. You don't have to know it. Okay.
But then, yeah, like Zim churches do that. Like, yeah, they do have
whole
this
chanting and marching and okay. So,
okay, so going back to the album, yeah, it's a 7-track album. So with this album, what happened? I didn't do it with one producer. So the first song that I recorded was Iye Jesu. And I did that in Zim. There was one producer.
Okay.
His name is Brian. And then I did the other 2 songs with a guy called Magdi. He's a very well-known producer in Zimbabwe. And then the other ones I recorded them here in South Africa. Then I just combined them together.
Is your album
for them to be an album
in English only, Shona only, a mixture?
No, it's a mixture. There is English and Shona.
And do you speak any other African language? Not
no,
yet.
I don't.
Not yet.
Actually, I can hear some. Well, I mix between Zulu and is it Tswana or something?
Yeah, Tswana.
Yeah, but because when I first came to South Africa, I was staying in Pretoria, so yeah, they speak Tswana there. So I can hear when someone is speaking, but I can't. If I try to speak, well, yeah, it's so bad.
So Melissa, I know you have a nickname, Melcy.
Yes, it's Melcy. So that's my stage name.
That's your stage. You have a stage.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like Melissa is just too, I don't know, it's just
too common.
Yeah.
It's like every other person is Melissa, but when you say Melcy, it got that thing. Please, can you sing us one like track or a verse or a chorus from your album Iye Jesu?
Okay, I'll do a Shona song. It's called Ndonana, which means I call on Him. I call on Him all the time. Okay. Jesu muribako rangu handinga shaiwe simbareku kunda ndinembi ndoana jandoda mamuri. Jesu muribako rangu handinga shaiwe simbareku kunda ndinembi ndoana jandoda mamuri. Ndodana zitare nyunguva dzose, ndodana zitare nyunguva dzose, ndodana zitare nyunguva dzose.
Woo! Hallelujah! How does one get the album, and how are your sales looking? That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Angelic voices. Oh my Lord. Thank you for blessing us.
Thank you so much.
So how do we get a hold of your album? Is it in stores? Is it on iTunes? How do we get, and how are your sales looking?
Okay, so far, as I said, I'm an upcoming artist, and I believe you always learn from the first project that you do. So because I did it by myself, I really didn't have like people to guide. I did have people who would help me, but then not to the extent that they would like tell me, oh, you have to put it on iTunes and all those kind of stuff. But now, on my next album, I know what I'm supposed to do. So at the moment, you can get the album on SoundCloud, and it's for free. And
it's for free?
Yes.
Was it free to record the album?
It wasn't free, but then, well, if you're gonna get it on SoundCloud, it is for free. Yeah. And if you can also get it from me, I do have hard copies. So at the moment, it's not on iTunes.
Not yet in stores, not yet on iTunes, but it's getting there.
Yes.
It's definitely getting there. And are you currently promoting it or working on a second album, or do you first want to build hype around your...
I think I've already built hype about it, because like I said, I released it in 2014. So at the moment, people know that there's someone called Melissa Melcy. Yes. People do know that. So on my I am working on my next album, which I'll release next year in 2018. Yes.
Do you have training? Because you studied accounting. Do you have like musical training?
Not really.
This is all by the works of the Holy Ghost. Oh, hallelujah.
I was born with it.
Come on, come on. Why not?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's a blessing. And at what point in your life did you decide to also venture into gospel ministry?
Okay. Actually, well, I was brought up in a gospel family, and my family really loves music. So I remember when I was growing up, I have a cousin of mine who's a musician as well in Zimbabwe. And then we were staying with her at that time, and she recorded her album. And I was always looking up to her. Like, I remember we had a big living room, and we had this big carpet. So that would be my stage. That would be my stage. And I'll play her CD, and I'll be like lip singing, like pretending that that's a crowd. Sitting on the couches and all that. So that's when I really felt like I feel like I'm called to sing. But then I was too young, so I really didn't know which genre I want to be in, and I only knew gospel music. So that's how I got to love gospel music.
And is it only gospel music? Like, if you were to sing anything else, what would it be if you were to venture into another genre?
I think I'd still choose gospel music.
If it was compulsory to choose another genre.
Okay, I'll probably choose jazz, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yes, yes. We're still chilling with Melissa, aka Melcy. Let's go for a net break. We'll see you after that.
Christ Media TV app is now available at Google Play Store. Download it today and get the latest updates and live broadcasts on your phone. The app's features also enable you to connect with our Facebook page, access frequently asked questions, and read the Bible online. Christ Media TV app, now available for free at Google Play Store. Download it now and stay connected.
Chema zua ne zua baba pase na ndinyarata ishe ndakarati wa ndakasuwa kwitwa iwa panuini asenasi damo wana iye munyarati wangu Jesu asenasi
Welcome back. My name is Precious Maputle, and I'm still chilling with Melissa, aka Melcy. Melcy, you mentioned that you are from Zimbabwe, but you are based in South Africa. So is your album doing well in both markets? How are you breaking between the two markets, and how actually do the two markets compare in terms of the music industry in Zimbabwe versus South Africa?
Well, the album is in Zim, and it's also here. I do have a few people that have my album in Zim, and I've also taken it to some radio stations in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
So yes, it is in Zim, and it is in South Africa. Well, I have it in South Africa. It's not in the stores, in the musical stores in South Africa. Like I said, I'm an upcoming artist, and that was my first project. But for now, I know what I'm supposed to do, and I want to do it the right way for my next album. And in terms of the music industry, I feel like in our country, we like in a box. Like we don't really support each other. You know, like if you're a musician that side, you're just going to sing in churches, and you have to know someone. Well, that's how it is in the music industry. You have to know someone to get somewhere. And in South Africa, I would say if you rate yourself as an international artist, when I come to South Africa, I don't want to just go and sing for Zimbabweans, because there are Zimbabweans here. I don't want to just go and sing for Zimbabweans, and I don't want my music to be just in the Zimbabwean community. I want it to also be known to South Africans, and if I say I'm having a show somewhere, it's not just Zimbabwean people. I want it to be also mixed. So yeah, that's kind of a challenge, and we need to find a way to break out from that so that we can reach as many people, not just people who understand your language only, but other African countries and international countries as well.
But the good thing about the gospel is that it reaches out to everybody. It's word-based. It's about praising one God, worshiping one God. So you're right when you say it should be multidisciplinary or multinational, so to speak. So Melissa, I'm interested in knowing whether or not the album that you recorded, do you have music videos for it? And because I think for award ceremonies and stuff like that to be considered, you can correct me, I'm not sure, music videos are sort of a requirement, and also it helps in terms of spreading your music and reaching out to greater markets. Do you have a music video?
Unfortunately, I don't, eh?
Okay, not yet.
Not yet.
Still to be recorded?
Yes.
Okay.
Still to be recorded.
Okay.
I'm working on that.
You are definitely working on it?
Yes.
Okay. So, Melissa, part of this show entails going through a Bible challenge. We want to test your knowledge when it comes to the word. Actually, we're testing your heart, because according to the Bible, the word should be engraved in your heart. Yes. So what you have to do is pick 3 cards, hand them over to me, and then let's see how many.
Will this test if I know the whole Bible?
Not. The questions vary. From New Testament to Old Testament, they vary.
Okay.
So pick 3 cards, hand them over to me.
Okay, let me
hold
pick from. Oh, I think that's 3.
Thank you. I wish you all the best. You know, the highest score we had was when we had poets on the show. We had Pauline and Brian on the show, and I think they got 5 of the 10 questions. Before that, we had
so
like
10 questions.
1.5. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see how many of the 10 you can get right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, who gave himself as a ransom for all?
Oh, I don't know.
What was Naaman's occupation? To whom did God say, "Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for I will make you into a great nation there"?
Abraham?
Nope. Who said?
Moses?
Nope. Who said, "Do not be afraid to take Mary home as your wife"?
An angel.
Yes, amen, girl. What kind of miracle did Jesus do in Nain?
Ish.
Ayo. He did Ayo. Okay. What did Othniel, Ehud, Deborah, Barak, Gideon, Jephthah, and Samson have in common?
I think just go to the next
one. In which city was Peter when he received the vision of the sheet?
Oh.
Who wanted Jesus to tell her sister to help her?
Wanted Jesus to tell his sister to help her?
What is the first book in the New Testament?
Genesis?
In the New Testament.
is the Old Testament.
Oh Lord! Lot pitched his tent near which city?
What?
Lot pitched his tents near which city?
What's that? I know this one.
Yes.
No, it's not. Is it Israel?
Who said, prepare me the kind of tasty food I like, so that I may give you my blessing before I die? What woman and her family were spared when Jericho was destroyed?
Isn't that
I don't know, don't ask me. Don't ask
no,
me.
but you know, because you can see the answer.
To what people in 2 Corinthians did Paul boast about the eagerness in Achia to help? When Aaron was consecrated as a priest, what animals were offered? What woman and her family were spared when Jericho was destroyed?
No, I think you asked that one.
I'm trying you again. I gave you time to think.
No, I can't.
No, you
No.
So how many do you have?
I'm not.
Just
I think
one.
I have one. At least.
How does that make you feel?
Well, it doesn't. Well, I don't feel good about it, but then I still know my Bible. Yes. Even though I do know my word.
Contrary to the results, you don't know your Bible. 1 out of 10. Hey? No.
Well, at least I know
Melcy.
something. At least I got one. At least it's something that
No.
not getting anything.
I won't give you that. At least you tried. I'll give you that. At least you tried.
Yes, at least I tried.
So if people want to
wow,
get
this
on,
is like 30 seconds, eh?
It is. I just need to think about what gift I can give my guest for this. Maybe if there's a gift, people will be inspired.
Yeah,
to
maybe
think
people
harder.
will be, yes.
Ne?
You know people love free things, eh?
Even if it's just chocolate, ne? Okay.
Yes.
So it's been great having you on the show.
Thank you so much. It's been great too.
You're welcome. I wish you all the best with your career.
Thank you.
And I hope you are looking into doing collaborations, because it seems to be the way up.
Yes.
Collaborations, you know, featuring here and featuring there. Because, you know, no man is an island.
Yes,
and
you
that
can't,
seems
you
to
can't
be
do
true in the
anything
gospel
by yourself.
industry,
Yes.
right? Thank you so much. And if
Thank
people
you
want to
so
get a
much for
hold of
having
you
me.
for collaborations, you know, perhaps, how do they get a hold
Well,
of
I
you?
have a Facebook page. It's called Melcy. That's Melcy. And on Instagram, it's Melcy Penny. So the Penny is Peny.
Okay.
And then you can also get hold of me on Twitter. That's Melcy Penny as well.
Do you have a manager?
Not yet.
Not yet. Are you looking into it, or are you happy
Yes.
with being an
I'm
independent?
actually, no, I think a person needs to have a manager. Because I think it's a different thing from being with a recording company. You need a manager to speak for you.
Right, that's
Yes.
correct. So if there's anybody out there who's watching and is a manager, Melcy is available.
And you better be a good manager.
And you better be a good manager. She's not looking for chances.
I'm not looking for just anyone, because I've had a fair share of people just coming and selling you dreams and telling you I'm going to do this and that. But yeah,
It's true.
at the
And you
end
must
of
be
the day,
swagalicious.
at
You know,
the
we had
end
an
of the
episode.
day, you want someone who connects with you, who
Yeah.
understands what you want and what you're all about. Yes.
Who believes in your vision.
Exactly.
That's true. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so part of the tradition of the show is not only to challenge you mentally, but we also leave the listeners, you know, with a word or with a song that's gonna speak to their spirit. So what song is speaking to your spirit right now that you'd like to share with our viewers?
Okay, I'd like you to play Jehovah by Ino. I feel like that's a very, very powerful song.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's it. To all our viewers, if you know anybody or if you're an artist yourself and you'd like to feature on Breaking Ground, all you have to do is email info@christmediatv.co.za. My name is Precious Maputle. You can find me on Instagram, I am Precious. Twitter, I am Precious K. Facebook, Precious Maputle. LinkedIn, Precious Maputle. And that's it. Until we meet again, God bless, and remember, you are precious.